like, subscribe, and leave a comment. So here's your review of Collision, AEW Collision, week commencing the 16th of October if you're in England. So it starts with Edge coming out. Edge basically comes out, says he's still wanting some answers from Christian Cage. Christian Cage obviously didn't give him any answers. So Christian comes out with a whole fleet of people, Luchasaurus, Nick, and a whole heap of security, basically. And Christian just says he wants to be the man, he wants to be the guy, and that's it really. He wants to be the champ. Then Bryan Danielson comes out, because obviously he's going to be facing Christian Cage in the main event, and he just basically calls out Christian, and then Starks and Big Bill come out, and he just basically calls out Edge and everybody else, and him and Edge started having a back and forth. Edge was saying how Starks rips off The Rock, basically, so we will see what happens. Then the FTR came out as well. Then it obviously went into a big brawl. Then we have MJF speaking about some real situations about the rise in Jewish hate crime, so that was a special piece there. Then we have Samoa Joe versus Willie Mack in a great match. I know Willie Mack's been on Impact Wrestling a lot, but in the end Samoa Joe got the victory. Then we have Action Andretti in the back saying to CJ that he wouldn't mind her being a manager. He better watch himself because Miro will come after him and try to put his hands on her. Then we have Christopher Daniels versus Juice Robinson in a great match. But in the end, Juice Robinson got the victory. And then after the match, Jay White was calling out MJF. So we will see. Then it looks like on Dynamite, it's going to be Nick Wayne sitting down with his mum and JR to talk about what's happening with him and what's going on, basically. Then we have Kyle versus some guy. Kyle got the victory from Aussie Open. Then he calls out Kenny Omega. Then we got the Acclaimed trying to help Max befriend MJF, I believe, and it sort of goes wrong. And then the JS turn up. Basically, I'd just call them the JS because they ain't got a name right now, but I call them the JS. They turn up and they say they want a tag team, well, trios championship match. So we'll see. Then we have Chris Statlander versus the New Attitude Sky Blue. She got like Sky. She's got blue around her eyes and stuff like that. For the TBS Championship in a really good match. Go and watch if you haven't seen it. But in the end, Chris Statlander obviously gets the victory. Then we have Keith Lee versus some guy. It was a squash match. Keith Lee won. Then in the main event of the evening, it's Bryan Danielson versus Christian Cage for the TNT Championship. I'd say right now the TNT Championship has come into prominence. It's a really meaningful championship. It just is. Christian Cage has made it that way. So kudos to Christian Cage. Really good match. But there was interference because Ricky Starks hit Christian Cage with a tag. No, he hit Bryan Danielson, sorry, with a title in his head. And then Christian Cage got the victory. So that's that. So that's your review of AEW Collision. Leave a comment.